It hits hard, it hits fast. Today has been a pretty intense PTSD day. By that I mean a lot of intrusive flashbacks, and yesterday was like that too. And so I just figured I'd make a video explaining what I do when these happen, what they look like. One of the most popular video on my channel so far by an absolute landslide is me actually recording a PTSD panic attack. The panic attack was not happening before I started recording. That was not my intention at all. I just, in the middle of recording, ended up getting triggered, and I decided to keep the camera rolling and explain what was going on, explain my thought process and what I was doing and everything, to try to mitigate it as it happened in real time. And I almost didn't even put that up because why would you want to do that? But it turns out it's been really helpful to a lot of people. So today, trying to move because the leaves in the trees are kind of shifting so the sun gets in my eyes. Actually, let me show you what the view looks like from my angle. Let's do that. Check out those beautiful colors. That gorgeous sky. That's what I'm looking at. It's very calming to lay here looking at the trees and feeling the grass. So this happens so far every year since the big event that is getting triggered. And I wanted to explain a bit because there's so many PSAs out there on various other mental health disorders, but I'm not seeing a whole lot on PTSD. So basically, I will have a single intrusive thought of what happened, and it starts as just a memory, just a single intrusive memory. Often pops out of nowhere. Sometimes something reminds me of it, and I get an instant, like it feels like it's happening right now again. When people say it's as if I was back there, it's not just your brain, it's your whole body. I get really tense. I feel sick to my stomach. I just feel intense panic. I don't know if any of you have ever read the book The Body Keeps the Score. If you haven't, it's an incredible book about trauma and how our bodies have a physiological memory of it. So, like I said, this happens every year. It's regarding my son, and when he was first born, there was about 6 weeks of pretty extreme medical intervention for him, and I'm not going to get into more detail on that because it's already, I have to be careful how much I share right now. So 4 years in, I have learned that, for one thing, I can't avoid this happening. Initially, I was like, I'll just pretend it's not that time of year. It doesn't work that way. But one of my favorite techniques that I've been using a lot lately, it isn't anything that I've actually found in a therapy office. I've been in therapy a long time. I know a lot of the techniques for grounding, things like deep breathing and going out in nature can be helpful. But one of my favorite techniques has been to try to bridge the gap between what my body is experiencing, which feels like real time, and it feels like the most traumatic parts of it are happening right now, versus what my brain knows. Like I know that it's not currently happening. Theoretically, I'm aware that it's been 4 years and that my son is okay now, and I know those things, but there's a gap there. It's like no one informed my body that, hey, the trauma's over. He made it. When it hits hard, it hits fast. And as you can see, my physiological reaction was as if I had just now heard the news that he made it and that he's okay. And that is what I mean when I talk about there being a gap there. It's like parts of me have not been informed yet. I find this grounding to me as well. So, the way that I personally like to tell myself that, hey, this thing you're experiencing actually isn't a thing anymore. If I just do that, then there's too big of a gap. It's like jumping ahead in the movie and you don't know what happened in between. And so you don't believe it. You're like, well, that's strange. That's not where I'm at. And so you don't want to skip ahead. And so I have to go back and I walk myself through. Okay, yes, that's what feels like it's happening now. But then the next day, this is what happened. And then this happened. And then this other thing happened. And gradually, things improved. And I have to talk myself through how we got to where we are today. And that's one of my favorite ways of coming out of it. My break is over. I have to go. I'm being paged. There's going to be a lot of ducking into closets and letting myself freak out and cry for a little bit over the next few weeks. But every year it gets a little bit better. I can make it through this. Thanks for tuning in today. See ya.